The term diet indicates what kind of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eats. It also can indicate what types of food a person restricts themselves from eating for various reasons. For this nature of science, we are going to focus a little more on the latter. Food restrictions shape what people typically purchase in supermarkets and grocery stores. News media regularly shares the outcomes of this research, which is further marketed by food-producing companies.
What is it about this diet? Why do some dietitians think it's a bad recipe for good health?
Scott, just in time for the new year, the top rankings for best diets came out this week from U.S. News and World Report.
We've seen it on our grocery store shelves. We read about it in magazines and we see it in talk shows. So what is this gluten-free diet anyway?
For decades, doctors have told patients with high blood pressure to cut down on salt.
Across the country, gluten-free stores and restaurants are popping up.
Don't mind Gwyneth Paltrow, she'll just have some steamed veggies. Yeah, the woman behind Goop has made it pretty clear she's not privy to putting any goopy food in her body.
Low carbohydrate, low fat, low sodium, gluten-free. Some of these diets are empirically based and others just fads. But how do we determine whether health claims made about nutrients in our diets are valid? Our diet can be classified into two main categories: micronutrients and macronutrients. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals which we require in small amounts for proper body function. For example, we require small amounts of vitamin C. This vitamin converts an amino acid and collagen from proline to hydroxyproline. Under normal conditions, collagen has an immense range of functions. It is a component of cartilage, walls of blood vessels, tendons, skin, and bone. Depending on its abundance in a tissue, it can be compliant or flexible in its ability to hold tissues together. When we are deficient in vitamin C, conversion of the amino acid proline does not occur, resulting in a protein that is not stable. As a result, scurvy develops. Symptoms of this reversible disease are bleeding of the gums, joint pain, lethargy, skin roughness, and bruising. Treatment involves taking supplements of vitamin C. Macronutrients, on the other hand, are those that we require in high quantities and provide us with the building blocks of molecules, organelles, and cells in our body. Additionally, macronutrients provide us with an energy source by which we can synthesize our own ATP to carry out the functions of life. Carbohydrates and protein provide us with 4 kilocalories per gram and lipids with 9 kilocalories per gram. Nucleic acids, RNA and DNA, are not a significant source of energy and are not found in significant amounts in our diet and therefore not included on nutrition labels. They are important, however, for the synthesis of nucleic acids in the human body. Typically, it is these macronutrients that are targeted by restriction diets. Are restriction diets healthy and safe? What evidence supports claims of their benefits? One of the most recent nutrients that's been chastised by the food industry are fats, also referred to as lipids. There are two main health claims made about lipids in our diet. Diets rich in saturated and trans fats increase the risk of coronary heart disease, and diets rich in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated cis fats decrease the risk of coronary heart disease. Two things you must consider while evaluating claims are the limitations and implications of the claim. Limitations ask, to what extent did the research methods produce uncertainties? Implications ask, to what extent do the results support the claims? We can address these two perspectives by using critical thinking skills and considering the following points. First, look for alternative explanations of the claim. Then, realize that correlation is not the same as causation. You should avoid being misled by hard facts. You should also consider the credibility of the source of the claim. Don't be misled by the presenter's spin and exaggerations, and don't be misled by your own biases. Let's revisit one of those claims made before about lipids. Diets rich in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated cis fats decrease the risk of coronary heart disease. One example of an unsaturated fat are omega-3 fatty acids, where the third to last bond between carbon atoms is a double bond. Humans are unable to synthesize this, so we must consume it as part of our diet. Flax and chia seeds, fish oil, walnuts, spinach, and soybeans provide us with a great source of this nutrient, which functions to decrease triglyceride and cholesterol levels in the blood, decrease risks for depression and anxiety, improve vision, and support proper immune system function. There is so much research out there to support the benefits of consuming this in our diet, but are there only benefits? Seldom in the world is anything entirely good or bad, and we must evaluate this claim about unsaturated fats, especially of omega-3 or fish oil supplements. On the U.S. Food and Drug Administration website under Information for Consumers, it is outlined how dietary supplements are regulated. The FDA's official statement is, in October 1994, the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, or DSHEA, was signed into law by President Clinton. Before this time, dietary supplements were subject to the same regulatory requirements as were other foods. This new law, which amended the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, created a new regulatory framework for the safety and labeling of dietary supplements. Under DSHEA, a firm is responsible for determining that the dietary supplements it manufactures or distributes are safe, and that any representations or claims made about them are substantiated by adequate evidence to show that they are not false or misleading. Fish oil is marketed as a safe supplement to take, but there is actually much research outlining the risks and side effects of consuming this substance improperly. It is considered to be safe to consume daily up to about 3 years at intakes not exceeding 3 grams per day. Above this amount, it has been correlated with the development of bleeding disorders, vitamin E deficiencies, and vitamins A and D toxicities. In people with diabetes and hypoglycemia, it has been correlated with effects to blood sugar levels. Fish oils and omega-3 fatty acids can also interact with herbs, supplements, hormones, and medications. This could increase the risk of low blood pressure, liver disease, heart arrhythmia, anemia, or suppressed immune system, depending on the individual case or situation. When one makes a very specific claim about the benefits or risks of a substance, you must then research counterclaims to avoid being misled or misinformed.